Welcome to Southeast Alaska. It's a fantastic part of the world to go exploring, spending time on the National Geographic SeaLion, searching for wildlife, going ashore, and walking on the trails in this beautiful temperate rainforest. We'll be going out in the kayaks, slowly paddling in these quiet little coves and bays. It's a beautiful part of the world, and we're really excited to share this journey with you. So welcome to Southeast Alaska. We've been cruising up towards Endicott Arm, one of these amazing wilderness areas that you can find here. Whoa! We're fortunate enough to see our first humpback whale fairly close to the ship. We saw the Sum Dum Glacier as we entered Endicott Arm. We spent time in front of the waterfalls, slowly looking for wildlife. And it was just a wonderful way to start our first morning here in Southeast Alaska.
We are currently seeing killer whales right now, and there's just a small pod, and we think that these are probably mammal eaters based on their behavior, the size, and the orientation of the saddle patch and the dorsal fin. Commonly we call them killer whales, but orca comes from their scientific name, and their scientific name roughly translates to devilfish from hell. People started calling them orcas because they thought it sounded nicer than killer whale, so joke's on them.
I saw like 3. They were beautiful, and then they went down and they got their lunch.
See the bare rock on the left-hand side of the glacier? Well, within the time scale relevant to plant succession, that was covered by ice. So my impression is it is probably backed up from the edge of those bare areas on either side, certainly within the last 10 years and maybe within the last 5. The light comes in parallel rays, but ice splits it out, acting as a prism. The white ice has a lot of air bubbles in it. See all the air bubbles in it? What is inside those air bubbles? It is a sample of the Earth's atmosphere. We drill cores down through the ice so you can determine how old the ice is. And you can measure directly the CO2 that was in the atmosphere when that snow fell. That's how we know that what is going on in the atmosphere for the last 200 years is completely out of bounds of the natural variation over the last 600,000 years.
Are they wearing Viking hats?
Maybe they're pirates.
What?
Are we about to be under siege?
Give us your women and children! Do you want a hot chocolate? Yeah. Hot chocolate
Regular?
There you go. What a dog.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coco Boat.
We love you so much.
So welcome to paradise. This is the typical Southeast Alaska rainforest. So this is what most of Southeast Alaska is like. Ferns are really primitive. They date back before dinosaurs. For the next 5 minutes, you're walking in a dinosaur forest. This is skunk cabbage, all right? And skunk cabbage is a really, really important food source for the bears late in the season. There's two main trees we've been seeing, hemlock and spruce. Hemlock is smooth like the hem on your pants. Spruce hurts, it goes ooch, ooch. Down south this would be called Spanish moth. Here it's called old man's beard. And it's a kind of lichen. Lichen is a combination of a fungus and an algae. It's a symbiotic relationship, similar to coral. This is our friend the banana slug. You can see it's camouflage because it would make great food for a bird, right? Now, the sex life of a banana slug. Well, they're hermaphroditic. They find each other in the woods and they stay together for a long time, maybe days. When one gets tired, it bites off the penis of the other. Okay, so any questions? We get to see a totally different ecosystem when we get to the muskeg bog. Does anybody know the name of this? It's a sundew. I stopped because of the bird call. I'm gonna have everybody be real quiet and, if you can, close your eyes. Those are thrushes. Hear the echo sound? That's my favorite sound of Alaska.
So today we're here in Petersburg, and this town was founded by Peter Bushman, who came from Norway and saw that the true value and money in Alaska was in the fishing. Let's go check out some of this fishing fleet. We've also spent our time on the dock here at Petersburg looking at some of the fantastic marine life below us. This dock gives us a great glimpse into the undersea life here, and it has a very high diversity of animals, something that I haven't really seen in too many other docks, especially in more populated areas.
You're going to enjoy a local Dungeness crab.
Oh yeah!
Way over there. Oh. Like, see? You see that spray? I don't know. Did you see that?
So this morning we've had the amazing opportunity to see several marine mammals, starting off with killer whales. Killer whales are like the wolves of the sea. These are top-level predators. They specialize on different animals, different prey, based on the type of killer whale they are, whether they're residents or transients like we've been seeing. We were able to see some humpback whales right off of the ship, which was really exciting. Oh, there's lots of fluke, lots of fluke.
This is my room. I can't believe it.
Did you get it?
And now we've had some Dall's porpoises that have been bow riding, they were playing around with us, and we've had such a fun time. And it's a little bit windy. I'm gonna get out of here because I am freezing right now.
It was quite a surprise. I think everybody was surprised, so it's beautiful.
So welcome to Lake Eva. Today we had the opportunity to take a leisurely hike through the woods and explore some of the amazing plant life that we have here in Southeast Alaska. While we were doing our hike around the cove, we had the opportunity to see some of our kayakers who were out exploring on the water.
As the undersea specialist on board, I have a fantastic job which allows me to go diving and explore the underwater world and to bring that up and showcase that for guests. We see so many amazing things here in Southeast Alaska. So while we were diving, we got to see one of my favorite animals, a giant Pacific octopus, the largest of the octopus, up to 50 pounds and 15 feet across from one tentacle to the next when they're fully grown, but they only live for 3 to 5 years. All these species are part of a rich and diverse marine ecosystem that we love to explore and showcase.
It's quite remarkable. We finally saw two coastal brown bears on the shore. And then one of them perhaps heard the sound of the boat and turned around in a startled manner. It was really quite skittish compared to the other fellow. And then they were digging. They appeared to be gathering something under the rocks. And it's just awfully curious because such large animals, which can get to 7 feet in height and several, perhaps a couple of thousand pounds, are eating tiny little things. And further up the mountain, a little later, we saw a mother with 2 cubs beside her. It's magnificent.
Welcome to Glacier Bay National Park, one of the crown jewels of America's national park system and one of the crown jewels of wild Alaska. Glacier Bay National Park is a very special place, and it's special for all the things it contains. Soaring mountain peaks, all the rich wildlife, all the iconic Alaskan wildlife. And any journey to Glacier Bay is itself a transformative experience. To come and to experience one of the last bits of wilderness remaining on the planet. Anyone who comes to Glacier Bay walks away changed. They start their day off a different person than they end it, because here in Glacier Bay one can come face to face with all the wisdom that the wilderness contains.
We've come to the Indian Islands, which marks the boundary between Cross Sound and Icy Strait. We've got salmon coming in to spawn, And that's why the stellar sea lions are here. This is not a breeding colony, this is a haul out. Big males that might no longer be able to breed on a breeding colony, and young males waiting to get big enough. Sea otters feature very, very prominently in the history of Alaska. That's why the Russians colonized Alaska, and when they had exhausted the sea otters, that's why the Russians gave up on Alaska and sold it to America.
So Southeast is one of the best places to come and do photography. Not only is it a beautiful location to be in, but the prevalence of wildlife really makes this a bit like the African safari of North America.
Not something you find in your backyard. You walk along and see the imprint of a large bear.
Right, bear tracks were the big thing. Been fabulous. Great climate, wonderful day for this kind of a walk.
Today we are at Ayukane Cove. This is a wonderful beach, lots of space for our National Geographic Global Explorers to find the time and the space for their energy levels. There is so much to explore on the beach here. We have bull kelp. There's sea creatures in the intertidal zone.
Here's the crab. Here's some barnacles.
The Global Explorer program is a way that helps to engage them in their experience in Southeast Alaska, to keep them observing and to searching for wildlife and to learning about all the things that make this place so wonderful.
It has these claws up here. Lobsters have two different types of claws. They have a crusher claw and they have a ripper claw. But this one is just two regular claws.
Those are mew gulls. It's one of the smaller gulls. They have a wingspan around 3 feet long, and this morning they're looking for breakfast. They're called mew gulls because their call sounds like that of a mewing cat.
We've had a wonderful week together here in Southeast Alaska aboard the National Geographic Sea Lion. We hope you become ambassadors for places like Southeast Alaska and continue to explore the wild and natural environment.
Hark now, hear the sailors cry. Touch the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly as we sailed into the misty. And as that foghorn whistle blows, I will be coming home. And as that foghorn whistle blows, you know I can hear it, yeah. Don't want to fear it, Lord. I want to rock your gypsy soul, just like we did back in the days of old. And magnificently we will flow into